Pearl Harbor, 1941. The surprise Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, on December 7, 1941 was a devastating event that changed the course of history. It was a shock to the United States, who were completely unprepared for the attack and suffered major losses. This attack ultimately resulted in the U.S. entering World War II and changed the course of global events. Background on Japan's involvement in World War II. Japan's involvement in World War II began in 1937 with its invasion of China, a conflict known as the Second Sino-Japanese War. Over the next few years, Japan expanded its territory and influence in East Asia, particularly in Southeast Asia. The Japanese government aimed to establish a self-sufficient empire and secure access to vital resources. This expansionism created tension with other global powers, including the United States, which responded by imposing economic sanctions on Japan. These sanctions further fueled the Japanese government's desire to assert its dominance in the Pacific region. The growing tensions between Japan and the United States eventually culminated in the devastating attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941. This surprise military strike by the Japanese against the U.S. Pacific Fleet propelled the United States into World War II. Lead up to the attack on Pearl Harbor. The lead-up to the attack on Pearl Harbor was marked by escalating tensions between Japan and the United States. In an effort to secure resources for its expanding empire, Japan embarked on an aggressive military campaign in East Asia, which drew condemnation from the United States and other global powers. As Japan's ambitions grew, the United States responded with economic sanctions, hoping to deter further aggression. However, these actions only fueled Japan's determination to assert dominance in the Pacific region. As diplomatic negotiations reached a stalemate, the stage was set for the devastating attack on Pearl Harbor that would plunge the United States into World War II. The attack on Pearl Harbor. On the morning of December 7, 1941, the peaceful skies of Pearl Harbor were shattered by a surprise Japanese attack. The Japanese launched a devastating assault with over 350 aircraft, targeting American naval ships, aircraft, and military installations. The attack lasted for hours, leaving destruction and devastation in its wake. The loss of life and damage to the U.S. Pacific Fleet was significant, with 8 battleships damaged or sunk, over 180 aircraft destroyed, and over 2,400 Americans killed. The attack on Pearl Harbor was a pivotal moment in history, catapulting the United States into World War II and forever changing the course of global events. Aftermath of the attack. After the devastating attack on Pearl Harbor, the United States was thrust into the throes of World War II. The aftermath of the attack was filled with grief, shock, and anger. The nation mourned the loss of thousands of lives and the destruction of their Pacific Fleet. The attack on Pearl Harbor galvanized the American people, sparking a sense of unity and determination to retaliate against Japan. It propelled the United States into a full-fledged war effort, with citizens joining the military and supporting the war in any way they could. The aftermath of the attack on Pearl Harbor was a turning point for the United States, marking the beginning of their active involvement in World War II. The United States Declaration of War. The attack on Pearl Harbor left the United States with no choice but to declare war on Japan. On December 8, 1941, President Franklin D. Roosevelt addressed Congress and delivered his famous Day of Infamy speech, in which he declared war on Japan. The nation was united in its outrage and determination to seek justice for the lives lost in the attack. The United States Declaration of War marked a significant turning point in World War II, as it brought the full force of the American military and industrial power into the conflict. The declaration of war was a clear message to Japan that the United States would not stand idly by in the face of such aggression. The stage was set for a long and difficult war, but the American people were ready to fight for justice and victory. The declaration of war also signaled a shift in American priorities and strategies. The United States had been neutral in the early years of World War II, but the attack on Pearl Harbor changed everything. The country shifted its focus from domestic affairs to the global conflict, mobilizing its resources and manpower to support the war effort. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you found it valuable, please consider giving it a thumbs up, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to our channel for more exciting content. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss an update from us. We appreciate your support and look forward to seeing you in the next video.